I was just wondering, what's it like to be part of such a high-profile trade?
It was an honor, I guess. I mean, for an undrafted kid and get traded for somebody as high valued as Jamal, I think it's pretty cool. But on a business standpoint, it's just the way of life. I got the call a day before I was going to fly out to camp, and I'm here now, and I'm just excited to dive into all of this head first and just get to work.
Bradley, how was your conversation with Joe Douglas? I'm sorry, with Greg Williams, and what are his expectations for you as he conveyed them?
Intense. The first conversation was intense. He's an intense coach. He's very passionate about what he does. I've heard nothing but great things about him, going back from his Saint days to him being here. But he's excited. And one of the things he said that he will do is he forms his defenses around his players, and he puts us in the best situation, all depending on our skill set. And, that's exciting that a coach has flexibility within his defense. You don't just have a strict defense that you just have to fall in line to play in. He plug guys in different places, and I can appreciate that as a player.
Just as a quick follow-up, how do you think your skill set fits to kind of what he ultimately wants to do?
Well, just going over the playbook in short the last couple of days, looking at the different installs and the defense that's being put in. One thing I can say is going into my 8th year in the league, it's probably haven't been a defense that I haven't played in. Right now we've been looking at cover 2. I just came from a cover 3 heavy, dominant program. And that's kind of one thing. And I like to consider myself pretty versatile. I can play strong safety. I can play safety. I love to play man-to-man. So, honestly, just nowhere that I haven't been and found success, or there's no defense that I haven't really been in and been able to find my niche in it.
Hey, Bradley, it's pretty well documented that Jamal did not want to be here. He wanted to move on. What is your level of enthusiasm for coming here to New York?
I can't speak on Jamal, and I'd rather not to, as I don't know him personally. But for me personally, this is just another opportunity. As an undrafted kid, that's all you ever wanted was an opportunity to go out there and play and prove yourself. And this is nothing different. In college, I went to Kansas. I'm used to coaching changes, and you got one job to do, and it's to go out there and perform. And I also feel like your value doesn't change because of the uniform you put on. You are your own independent contractor, and your uniform doesn't change much. So, like I said, this is an opportunity for me, and that's all I ever wanted when I started playing, and that's what this is, and I just want to take full advantage of it.
Just as a quick follow-up, I mean, obviously you're coming from a program that's been a winning program to a team that has not had a lot of success of late. What was your reaction, leaving that environment and coming here, given how productive you'd been, already in Seattle?
That it was another opportunity, and hopefully, speaking with a couple coaches and guys in the locker room, they were excited to have me, and that was most important. They felt like I could bring value to the team, a different type of energy to the team. I have some leadership, but I'm not coming in trying to be a leader. I feel like those things happen naturally, and I'm just going to come in and be myself. And, I want to earn and respect them, not only my teammates, my coaches, and the team owner, and as well as the Jets fans. So it's just an opportunity for me.
Thanks, Bradley.
Bradley, just you mentioned playing at Kansas. I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions about your background. So you grew up in Columbus, and you – correct me if I'm wrong, but you made a commitment to Ohio State, right? And then you changed your mind. And it's like, I'm curious as to, I think most kids growing up in Ohio would probably dream of playing for Ohio State. So what led to that?
I had a lot of pride. I still do. I'm a very competitive person. And, I sat down with Tressel, and I was like the last offer guy. And he's sitting down, and he just had a conversation with me about how I was going to be redshirted, and how they had, a lot of guys that were going to be ahead of me. And I really felt like I could add value to a program right then and there. And I never let a school define me, or a big name define who I was, because, I went on some of these visits, and these guys are like, hey, you can make it to the NFL no matter where you go. You have to be comfortable, and you have to be somewhere that you're going to be safe, and because football is only 4 months, and you got to thrive in the classroom and in the community. And being from Columbus, I just felt like it'd be a better opportunity for me if I were to go venture off, go somewhere and create my own name. I don't have a bunch of family or distractions around me. I can just go out there and focus on school and the things that I needed to do for me.
Bradley, what do you consider as your strengths as a player?
Well, I would just say my versatility. Being able to play. That's one of the first things I heard. And once you got to the league, you play one position, you might make the team. But if you can play multiple positions, you're going to make the team because guy goes down, you can plug him in here. A guy goes down, you can plug him in there. But I also found one of my biggest strengths is my coverage skills. I like to match up on the team's best tight end. And follow him around and try to be as disruptive as possible. I've had success with some of the biggest name tight ends in the game. That and tackling. I read reports that said I'm not a good tackler, but I've been having 70 tackles for the last couple seasons, and I've been productive around the ball. I like to get the ball, find a way. Either I'm punching it out or getting interceptions. So that and just who I am as a person, I feel like I can make those around me better with just energy and motivating them and my work ethic. They see my work ethic and they cling to it, and it just pushes them to be better.
Bradley, with the COVID situation, lessening so many, obviously, off-season stuff, or although you just got here, but in terms of training camp practices, no preseason, can you talk about what the challenge will be for a new player like yourself to kind of come in here and acclimate as quickly as possible, for when the real games arrive?
I feel like it'll be harder for a rookie, especially if this is my undrafted rookie year. This has been tough, not to get that game speed, not to get that game tempo, but I kind of been there before from playoff games to regular season games that were real big under the lights. I'm not really worried about it in that aspect. Coaches do a great job of catching us up to speed. And if you already had that game experience, this is kind of like a vet's dream. You just get to go straight to work because a lot of guys, they were not complaining about preseason, but it's more of a risk than anything. Like, why go out there and bang my body and this doesn't even count for anything? So just in the first time playing is going to be the real deal. I'm excited about it. We get plenty of opportunities from walkthroughs to meetings and practice. So you just have to take those opportunities that much more serious. You got to put yourself in a game-like situation. You got to approach each practice like it's a game, and you come in with that mindset and that focus. It will transition well to the game.
Bradley, you came to a place that has a very rabid fan base. Obviously, that stadium in Seattle is very loud. Players feed off that kind of energy from the fan base. So what do you think it is going to be like for not only you, but defensive players in general, playing in, empty stadiums or close to empty stadiums this year?
We're going to have to lean on each other. We're going to have to depend on each other for energy. And that's no different. Just like on away games, when we go out there on the road, the fans get quiet for the offense, so none of this can be dependent on any outside sources. Now we're going to see who really can motivate themselves intrinsically. You got to find your own motivation. You got to be your own juice, and you got to lift your brothers up around you. The same way we do at practice, we just got to carry it over to the game. I do love the fans to death. I love their energy. I love, I'm one of those guys that love to pump up the crowd, but, you just got to lean on the guys next to you, motivate those guys, pump those guys up. And if everybody's on the same energy and the same accord, then it doesn't matter who's in the stands.
Bradley, your tweet about Jadeveon a few days ago got a lot of attention among Jet fans. Could you tell us what led to that tweet? Is he really interested in coming to New York?
At this point, we were on the phone. He was calling me, and he had called me because we are good friends. And he called me, and he was congratulating me on the trade and just trying to figure out what was happening. Then I end up asking him what his situation was, and I know he's a free agent. And I know the type of player Jadeveon is. He wants to be in the camp somewhere, and he wants to play. He's a ball player, a hell of a ball player. And I asked him, I'm like, hey, man, I'm over here now. You might as well come. And we laughed about it. And I'm sure if the opportunity does present itself, he'll go. At this point in his career, he does want money, but he wants to play as well. And if a team comes with the right offer and they approach him the right way, it could be very possible that he could be a Jet.
We'll take a few more for Bradley.
Would you lobby on his behalf, maybe to Greg Williams or one of the coaches?
Yeah, I will. I don't know how much of a voice I have to, though. That's above my pay grade. But, yeah, he's a hell of a player, and I would love to have him here. I know we have some great guys up front, but he would only be a great addition. he brings great energy and passion to the game. And, you know, I would love to have him here. And more players that I've played with and comfortable with being around. And I know, you know, it's almost like going to a new school for the first day and one of your friends comes to that school with you. So that'd kind of be the vibe that it would be. But, you know, he's a locker room guy. He loves to play the game. He's young. He's healthy as he's ever been. He had a lot of injuries he was dealing with last year, but I would definitely go to bat for Jadeveon Clowney.
Bradley, you said before you got the call the day before you were going to fly to Seattle. Who called you? What was your initial reaction when you heard the trade? Just, you know, what was that moment like?
So mind you, this is my first time ever being traded. I had got a call from John Snyder, the GM, over at Seattle, and I was actually out to eat with my family. And I called, and I was speaking to him. At first, my first reaction when I seen him calling me, I thought I was in trouble. But then I realized I haven't done anything, and I'm like, okay, well, this is weird. You don't really just talk to your GM every day. And so I get the call, and we're speaking, and then all I remember is that he said, "Yeah, we just traded you to the Jets," and it was almost like his voice echoed in my ear. He continued to speak for like 2 more minutes, and all I heard was Jets, 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 and I'm like, wait, you said I just got traded to the Jets? Like, it hasn't even processed yet, you know, because as soon as he said it, I live in New Jersey now. Like that, it just happens that fast. You don't get to yes or no anything. And at first, you know, I was kind of struck. I felt abandoned, like they just kicked me out, like they didn't care about me or value me there. But then I started to think about how much of a blessing this was and another opportunity, you know, it's actually a better space for me to be in. I can come into a program that wanted me to be there. They did their homework on me and they traded for me. So I had to start thinking about all the positives, you know, and I'm not the first guy to ever get traded. And I'm not going to be the last guy to ever get traded to a team. So I had no time to feel sorry for myself or focus on anything negative other than just coming into a new program, earning my respect from the players and the coaches and going out there and being the best me in New York.
Were you in Ohio? Is that where you were?
Yeah, I was in Columbus, Ohio, visiting family. I trained in Dallas, but that week I was on a tapered off workout, so I come in fresh as possible. But yeah, I was in Ohio visiting my family at the time, so it was a much shorter flight too.
Anything else for Bradley?
Yeah, Bradley, quickly, just wanted to ask, you know, your experience in Seattle, you stepped in the secondary, you know, with some big names that departed, you know, Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor, Richard Sherman left as you really started to ascend there. I'm wondering how that experience will help you here replace Jamal.
This isn't me being here to replace Jamal. This is me here as a fresh start. You know, just the same way that I couldn't be Cam and I couldn't be Earl, but I still found my way to be successful. Is the same way with this. You know, it was above me. It's not like I came in and was like, you know what, I'm about to take Jamal's job. No, I got traded, and that's that. I'm coming here to be the best me. I can't beat Jamal. I'm not the same person as Jamal. And the only thing I can do is show up every day and be the best Bradley McDougald. And then hopefully that wins my coaches, my players, and the fans over. And that's who I intend on being while I'm here.
Everybody good? Thanks, Bradley.
Thank you, Bradley.
Yeah.
Thank you.